What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I want to give you an overview of some of the current data points, break it down on what shorts are doing, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So right now, Lucid is flat, very volatile day. So 289 the high, 273 the low, 289 because of Apple earnings as well as because of recent data coming out. You have analysts now saying that because of that, again, from today and yesterday, now there's going to be at least 2 rate cuts in 2024, 25 basis points each, because why not say something absolutely crazy like that? So of course, that gave the broader market a nice boost higher. Big money didn't believe it though, because you do see only 3 transactions in Lucid's case above $100,000. So in essence, big money is just waiting for Lucid to pull down a little bit more. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that once I go over the technicals. But right now, there's been no official news as of late, no SEC filings, no other rumors or whatever on social media. So I've already talked about the MOU in my previous video, which in my opinion is really kick-ass, but as of since then, there's been absolutely nothing. We do have their earnings right around the corner. So in case you don't know, it is on the 6th after hours. I'm going to be live streaming that probably under Financial Journey, only because this channel itself is still relatively new. A lot of people haven't really transitioned over yet from Financial Journey. So this is why I've been alternating and doing videos and whatever else. But just to give you a quick overview of some of the questions that retail is going to be posing to management, still not really happy about them. So you do have question number 1, profitability. I have no idea why people are asking about Lucid being profitable. Guarantee they will not be able to elaborate on that. Most likely it's going to be 2027, probably second half of 2027 in my opinion, unless they do something dramatic to really change the dynamic of their business. But this is probably one of the worst questions at the worst times right now. Second one is stock performance. So yeah, it's good to know, but we've already asked that. I believe it was not last quarter, it was the Q3 2023 earnings. And a similar type of question was asked, and Peter just said, hey, we have no control over the stock price. We just do what we are going to be doing operationally. And he does also bring up that sometimes there's not a clear correlation between operational updates and the stock price. So most likely he's just going to say the exact same thing for this question. And then this one is about OEM. So yeah, I think this one is a very good question out of anything so far. This one, will Lucid make an affordable car to compete with Tesla, even though Peter's already said that they have no intention of doing that? I feel like this is a good question, but not for this quarter, maybe for the second or somewhere in the second half of 2024, not right now. And then, yeah, so ultimately it's not really excited about this. And so the market right now has really been propelling Lucid higher with what I feel to be a lot of optimism for their foreseeable future. So a lot of people are assuming that Lucid is going to come do a similar type of Tesla scenario. So they're going to come in through their earnings. Their actual numbers itself might not matter all that much, but what they give for future guidance, that is going to be the big thing. So I think a lot of people are anticipating some surprises from Lucid. So hopefully they do provide those surprises, causing Lucid to go up. If not, then yes, if they're just going to talk vaguely about things, then yeah, the stock price is going to sell off. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Shorts haven't been doing all that much. Even today, they're returning 154,000 shares. And I brought this up in a couple of videos ago. Like, they are very timid, or not timid, but they're kind of just sitting back and waiting. So no doubtably, they are waiting up until Monday just to see about the earnings and whether they should double down, pull back, do a loop-de-loop. So it's going to be a very interesting scenario, but 31.2% of the free float is being shorted. Utilization is 100%. A grand total of 270.63 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of borrow average is 199.13%. So shorts, just to maintain their position, are like, they're paying quite a lot. So they probably will, dependent again on their earnings, will really return quite a lot of shares, not really prompting a squeeze in my opinion, but you never know. Like, it's all comes down to the earnings, plain as day. And so some people have posted on social media kind of the fact that Lucid doesn't have any short-term catalysts. And I have brought this up in 2023, the fact that I said that Lucid really needs to hit a home run with the gravity, because let's say the gravity is a flop, not spreading any FUD, but let's say it is a flop and they just completely mess up on it. similar to the AGT, right? So what happens? Like, do we have to wait until 2026? Is that the next catalyst, the mid-size SUV, lower price SUV? Like, I don't think the stock will survive if they mess up on the gravity. So even though the video that they put out a couple days ago was pretty epic on like very good in my opinion, but it still goes to show that the market really wants something out of Lucid. And I feel like these questions going back over here, this isn't going to prompt any good answers, in my opinion, of course. But moving on, enough of my rant. Still looking at options, 432,000 in calls, 565 in puts. Sentiment wise, 63% of all the options are bullish. So of course, some optimism when it comes to their earnings. So May the 10th expiry date, so that is going to encumber their earnings. There's a consensus for it to be above 350. So very bullish for that. And then looking at puts, you do see consensus for it to be sub, looks like $2. So it is going to be a crazy roller coaster. So a lot of people are anticipating like almost like 30% swings at least in either direction. So very, very interesting. So what's your guys' thoughts on that? Like I've already brought up, big money isn't really buying as much today. There could be a lot of attributing factors. One, they just don't believe why it went up today. Or secondly, it could be the technicals, which more I'm leaning to it being the technicals. But as of right now, you do see these transactions on the dark pool. This one's more commonly linked to shorting, as I do bring up. But right now with it at $2.76 and change, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So as it stands, watch for 258 to hold, vice versa 282 to be that next strong target, which it was flirting with that throughout the day. So we'll just have to wait and see if it's able to kind of push back into this R1 to this R2. But no matter what, like Lucid over this last little bit has done fairly well. I think a lot of us have to give them a round of applause because it did get over that 50-day moving average today, and that is a very, very big deal for Lucid. Again, I know I brought this up in previous videos, but this is a very big accomplishment for Lucid. Aside from that though, it is higher percentile of the Bollinger Band above the 50-day moving average. On stochastic, you do see a nice bullish deviation, but at the same time, you do see it considered somewhat overbought. So the first sign of weakness or pullback, whether it be Lucid specific or the broader market, you are going to see a significant sell-off. So it is kind of ironic the fact that their earnings is right around the corner. So if there is some signs of weakness attributed to their earnings, this is where you will see a very significant pullback, probably to around that 250 range at the very least, in my opinion. But despite all of that, you do see number of retail investors getting in. So give yourself a shout out if you have been buying over this last little bit. And where do you guys see things going for their upcoming earnings? I'll do a video this weekend all about everything that you need to really listen for coming from Peter for their earnings. Like what is some key things that you'll look for the cash, for the operations, catalysts, everything. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they do give you 7 fractional shares of the 𝗪𝗧. So pretty kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.